podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.
Hello.
And welcome to Film
Bastards. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, welcome people to episode 438 of Film Bastards. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by
Becky Foster. Hello, everyone.
And
Ian Loring. Hello.
And we have a triple banger of reviews here. We have a horny triple banger.
Triple bangers actually works quite well.
It does, yeah. It does. A podcast which I said to Bex I'm going to announce as Mark is a grumpy bastard this week.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So we have three films to review. We're actually getting to fresh because it's there now. It's fresh.
Yay.
X, The Return of Ty West. It is there, and Amazon kind of just fucking shut Deepwater out as a well, it's got to happen at some point, hasn't it? So we've got those three in there. We've got our usual what we've been watching. I've actually watched some things this week.
It's exciting for you.
It was
Good.
Yeah. It was one that a movie that is 17 years old that I'm going to get inexplicably really annoyed about.
Fair enough.
But as we know, episode 438, Mark is a grumpy bastard.
Mark is a grumpy bastard.
And yeah, we've got the usual bits and pieces, don't we? We are a Pod Syndicate podcast, so go there and check out other Syndicate podcasts. You know all by now, but go and check them out. Also, I think it's fair to say the poll hasn't quite finished yet, has it, Ian?
It's got maybe like 1 or 2 minutes left, but I think we're pretty safe to declare a winner.
I think we are. I think if this were cricket, we could declare right now.
Oh, it's done. Yeah, it's done.
Is it done? Right. So let's have a look. So final results of the Patreon poll. Remember, you can Patreon to our good selves, where you get extra content, and we do marathons. We've just finished a Michael Mann marathon. We did a Hellraiser marathon for some reason. We're definitely not doing a Children of the Corn marathon. Becky won't understand that, but Ian does. And we're about to embark on. We're not going to take a hit from the bong because Boon Jong-ho got 16% of the vote.
Did you just call him Boon Jong-ho?
Did I?
Try that again.
Bong Joon-ho. Did I say Boon?
Cool. You said Boon Jong-ho.
Oh, yeah, that was yes, probably because I can't read. We're not going to do Terry Malick because he only got 22%.
Sorry, Marcus. We'll have your money
Marcus.
some other time.
However, I am going to watch some of the ones that I haven't caught up with yet. One of the Malick ones, just from a personal thing of Malick was my boy for so long, and then Night of Cups happened.
Yeah.
And I think I got a little bit too angry about it and then just didn't bother after that. So I'm going to go back there. We're not going to do Sergio Leone because he only got 22% of the vote. We're doing English language Paul Verhoeven.
Do you reckon everyone just voted for that because they wanted to make Ian watch like
Showgirls, yeah.
Showgirls.
and basically?
Yeah, great. I get to watch Showgirls for the second time in my life. Wonderful.
You've only seen Showgirls once.
Don't you remember the whole thing of it being his first time watch?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I've watched that more times than 2.
Yeah.
A lot more.
There's some good stuff in there then.
Yeah, there is. It's been a long time since I watched Flesh and Blood. Like a long time since I watched Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
Some big baths in Flesh and Blood from what I remember.
Big bath.
Just really big baths. Yeah.
Wow,
Right, okay.
Okay.
Honestly, I may be misremembering, but I don't think I am. But there's a scene in it where there is a massive bath, and I remember just watching it the first time when I was like about 13, 14, just thinking, it's a massive bath.
I mean, Becky and I will experience the bath for the first time next week, I believe.
Yeah. In an age without, plumbing, that's a big old bath.
going to take a lot of carrying a pot
Yeah,
to fill, isn't
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, Rutger Hauer ain't grabbing all those, is he?
Rutger Hauer in it.
Oh no, it's Total Recall. If Showgirls was the week before, I'd probably be watching Showgirls in a hot tub in Spain, and that feels really appropriate. Damn it.
It kind of does, yeah. It does with with some of the imagery that conjures up within that movie. So that's what we'll be covering. I'm looking forward to.
I had to.
Good movies.
I actually had to tell Donna, that Showgirls film I watched once. I just need to warn you that at some point you're going to walk in on me watching it again, and I need to explain why. She just kind of looked at me, just like, "You're a fucking idiot. Why is that an option?" But well done. I believe it was Ethan Barr on Patreon who suggested it, so he's got his wish. I hope he enjoys.
There's some fun watching in there. So we'll be starting that next week with Flesh and Blood and the Massive Bat. If not, I'm going to have to find out what this Massive Bat movie is that I'm thinking of. Ian, what's been happening in movie news?
Oh man, that's funny. So things are winding up for the Oscars. I assume some form of Oscar-bation will take place on Sunday. Not that we've actually talked about it.
It snuck up. I didn't realise it was this Sunday.
Yeah.
I think I knew it was the last Sunday in March, but then I just never realised that this was the last Sunday in March.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Bex, are you joining?
I'm not 100% sure, because obviously I've got to get up mega early to drive to work.
Totally fair.
Yeah, I'll have to have a little thinky.
God, it's a bit of a show admin, but I'm assuming we'll do what we usually do, where it's like a shorter regular show during the kind of the preamble, and then we'll just carry on for the patrons.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, cool. So, anyway, Oscars, nice one. And Andrew Jones has asked if he can join as well, which, more the merrier as far as I'm concerned. So, we'll see how that goes. So, the Oscars. Rachel Zegler caused a bit of a stir. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Yeah, by kind of announcing that she hadn't been invited to the Oscars.
Yeah, it was, to be fair, it was a reply to an Instagram post, but I'm sure she gets an awful lot of Instagram posts and doesn't reply to them all. And she's now been invited as a presenter. I don't know what to think of this, if I'm honest, because it's like she's filming Snow White in London at the moment, so they're having to move things around, and I get it that people are saying the star of one of the nominated films needs to be there. The people aren't saying that about Ansel Elgort, and he is also the co-lead of West Side Story, and I understand why they're not saying that about him, but I think that's interesting. And I don't know, all the stars of all the Best Picture nominations are going to the Oscars, are they? So the gentleman who starred in Drive My Car, he's invited, is he? Or has no one asked him? I'm a bit... Yeah, I don't know. It did seem a bit... She could have not said anything. It would have maybe been a bit classier. But, but she's 20 and, it's a thing that comes out. I don't know.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because there's an element of me that goes, that is odd that she hasn't been invited. It is a little bit odd. And then
it's not nominated because of her stellar performance.
No, but I'm just saying it is.
That's the thing, isn't it?
I'm not saying that I agree. That I'm saying it is. I would have thought she would have been nominated. I don't think it's a fucking travesty that she wasn't invited. I don't think it's a travesty or anything like that. But it does seem like she knows that if that gets into the news, she'll somehow get invited there. She'll be there somehow. And it's a bit like, I'm sure you'll have opportunities to go again. But then I started thinking, but then there will be complete fucking, this person does not need to fucking be there. Will be there. And she originally wouldn't have been there, and it does feel a little bit...
But she still won't be there.
Well, she will be there because she's presenting an award.
No, I'm assuming if she's in London, it'll be...
I'm thinking pretty sure she'll just fly out.
They're going to fly her out. That's the thing. They're probably now going to have to rework the shooting of Snow White around the fact that she's not going to be there for a couple of days.
It's just a bit tacky. Calling it out on Instagram, it's just... I don't know.
It feels like something that both blew up a bit too much, which, she later said, I appreciate the support, but Jesus Christ, guys. But at the same time, it's also worked for her. And, to be fair, is she more appropriate as a presenter, or is Tony Hawk and Kelly Slater and the other extreme sports person who are also going to be presenters at the Oscars? DJ Khaled is going to be a presenter at the Oscars, and it all feels if they're going to be doing a tribute to Jackass or something like that, then fine, and I do wonder. But when you put it like that, it is let Rachel Zegler be a presenter. At least she's primarily associated with films at the moment. That stuff's fascinating. Just the whole, and it is just do you really think more people are going to tune in if Tony Hawk's fucking presenting an award or DJ Khaled's presenting an award? And I don't know, maybe they will, but
it just feels a little odd. It smacks a little bit of whoever is producing this year's picked up a magazine, like a Vanity Fair or something from 2015 in his orthodontist's waiting room and was like, we should get some of these people.
I hope DJ Khaled is presenting Best Picture. It's not like he's presenting one of the earlier in the night awards or something like that. It's and now to present a Best Picture, a guy who literally is credited on Bad Boys for Life as Khaled, DJ Khaled.
That's a lot of Khaleds.
It's a lot of Khaleds. Fucking fascinating. I mean, I saw this thing, which I didn't see anywhere else, so maybe it was bollocks, but the kind of the awards that are going to be given out earlier in the night, that section was which isn't going to be televised. It's going to be hosted by Jason Momoa and Josh Brolin.
I'd much rather.
And I'm
yeah,
but wouldn't you though? That it's yes, give me that. It's these Oscars are going to be fucking fascinating. There could be some fucking sections that are just all-time stinkers.
Yeah, because the thing is, if they do a single skit that doesn't perfectly fucking land
none of them
or make sense, and that's a big risk because the majority of the skits are just annoying at the best of times at any of the Oscars. If they don't make it all land, then you will have people going, so hang on a minute, we got to listen to Amy Schumer try and be funny again for 5 minutes, rather than...
God, I forgot she was presenting it, sorry, yeah.
Rather than actually acknowledging, best sound. Or, best score doesn't get a lot, is it? But we got to listen to... It's almost like they're having a revolving, somebody's gone out and gone, just told them that, what is that? I think we've really fucked this Oscars up when we've told them that we're not presenting these awards. And then somebody's gone, hold my beer. Amy Schumer's presenting it, and they've gone, fucking hell, that did not go down well. It's gone, that's going to, oh my beer. We're getting Khalid, DJ Khalid to present Best Picture. And it feels like it's going to be just horrible to watch.
Yeah.
It's interesting because there are things that they're doing which do make sense. Like, they're doing the first ever live performance of We Don't Talk About Bruno, a film that wasn't even put forward for Best Original Song, but they're doing the first live performance of that. And I get that, because that is like a bit of a pop cultural thing. It's connected to a film that's actually nominated for awards, and that probably is going to get some eyeballs, at least while that bit's on. So absolutely, I get that.
But there's a song from the same film nominated, and that one's not nominated.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, quite. It's but they done fucks up so badly.
Yeah.
Nominated, like putting that other song forward. I mean, like, incredible.
There's a possibility, right? This is a genuine, just following from what you're saying here, there's a genuine possibility that one of the big award moments, one of the big moments of the whole thing is going to be a performance of We Don't Talk About Bruno, and then later on in the awards, the other song that got nominated ahead of it from the film could possibly not win an Academy Award.
Yeah. It's mad. And the thing is, I mean, I could see Beyonce fucking winning or something, because it is star power and she's performing as well. Like, which is, it was interesting because they released the kind of the performers for the Best Original Song and who were actually going to be there. Van Morrison for his Belfast song was missing, and this whole kind of like, oh yeah, you don't need to be vaccinated, like, thing that was going about for the Oscars. It was rumoured that was basically because Van Morrison would not go to the Oscars and perform his song from Belfast because he's a noted anti-vaxxer. And now it looks like he's not even fucking performing. It would be funny if it's because he's got COVID.
As somebody who has seen Van Morrison live, I can absolutely say this could only be seen as a good thing.
Oh, yeah, no, I fully believe that. It's interesting, though, because apart, like, the other speculation is that Daniel Kaluuya is not vaccinated. Which, given all this fucking stuff going around about the life coach person who hangs around with him constantly, kind of seems like maybe there's some fact in that. But, yeah, I don't know, I just thought that was interesting that it's like Van Morrison was one of the big reasons why they did that and then got shit for it, and now it looks like he's not even fucking performing.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting, but I don't think in a good way.
No, I mean, I enjoyed last year's ceremony, and there were things that were wrong about it, but considering the circumstances, I thought they did a really good job.
Yes,
this one feels like they're going, we just need ratings. Chuck any fucking idea that you have at this whatsoever, and let's just see what works. And I there's a part of me that's like, yeah, but if that means that the Oscars are still going to be kind of like the film thing that the general culture actually cares about, then I'm all right with that. But at the same time, it feels like it could be a pretty brutal 3 hours we're in store for on Sunday night.
Yeah, there could be a lot of in between the what is it of going, oh my god, why are they doing this? Please make it stop.
I mean, but we're getting a 60 years of James Bond montage, so I'll enjoy that.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'm fine with that.
At least it's a film, unless it's even though, just reminded me, somebody tweeted saying, what if DJ Khaled's doing the In Memoriam section, and that made me laugh.
Oh god! Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being? Do you know where? If that happens, do you know where I would? If you could pick me for one place to be sat at the Academy Awards at that moment, to be sat next to Questlove, because he will be there because he's got nominated for an Academy Award. But just to sit there and just look at him and just go. I'd just be pointing at the stage just to try and see him go, this is horrible. Why is this happening to the end of the world?
Fucking Questlove, I tell you what, I respect his hustle though. Like he, the weekend of the BAFTAs, he attended. I think it was like a DGA thing. Maybe it was like the DGA Awards actually. That weekend on the Saturday, flew to London on the Sunday for the BAFTAs, and then flew back to be like the leader of the house band for fucking Jimmy Fallon on the Monday. Like that, I mean, Summer of Soul, I talked about it last week. I don't love that film, but that guy seems like a cool, if he's got like one shot to get an Oscar, fuck it, why not kind of thing. As much as I love Flea, like I have admitted to myself that Flea's not going to win and Summer of Soul is going to take it, and it'll be Questlove will give a good acceptance speech, and it will be well liked.
What I will say about I haven't watched Flea yet. I'm going to try and watch it before that's it, just because it'd be interesting to have that to see, you know, what the hype is about it. It does look very good, but I do think as a parlance that's used a lot, I do think that Questlove is currently a force for good. For sure, he seemed like a good dude.
That's exactly it. And I mean, like, I'll be gutted when Flea is nominated for documentary, animated film, and international feature and wins none of them. Particularly international feature, that is going to fucking rankle me. But again, Drive My Car is as sure a bet as you're ever likely to find for that. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not feeling very confident about a lot of the bets that I put on, I will say. Like, I'm going to be losing money on Sunday night, I think.
I haven't actually put mine on yet, because I keep forgetting that the Oscars are Sunday. So I might do that later on tonight.
The only reason why I keep on remembering the Oscars is Sunday is because I'm doing a shitload of overtime this week, and I'm just thinking, but I've got Monday off. I get through all of this. I finish my 7 hours on Saturday, and then it's Oscars weekend. You know, so like it's just like it's the light at the end of the tunnel that's not an oncoming train.
Shall we move on to trailer talk?
Let's do it.
Have there been any?
There was one today.
Ooh, was there?
Oh, yeah, the new trailer for Men.
Ooh, I think we caught this in the...
No, I think it's a different
Is it different
one.
trailer?
It's a new. It's a new.
I've not watched it.
What's this like?
Watch it now. Go on, watch it now. Couple of minutes. Just watch it now. I'd be intrigued to see what you think.
Right.
How often do you exercise your biggest sexual organ? No.
That's
Well,
definitely not the trailer for...
The advert before it on YouTube. There's
Hang
worms.
on, what fucking videos is he watching that talks about... Right, alright.
Hello. Hi. This is Marlo, yes?
Arthur, yes.
Different coming.
Fuck is he?
Skincare.
Beautiful house.
You'll just be used to
The advert was for skincare, I've seen it before.
Okay, that's not what I was asking, but...
It's Rory Kinnear.
Apple from the garden?
Yeah, it was delicious.
No. Mustn't do that. Forbidden fruit.
Oh, God, sorry,
I'm joking.
Pay attention to Jessie Buckley's accent through this trailer.
We're tormented.
It feels more like...
Haunted.
Yeah. Something happened. The husband went upstairs to our balcony and let himself go.
You must wonder why you drove him to it.
I didn't drive him to it.
I thought it'd be true. But if you'd given him the chance to apologise, he'd still be alive.
What? A man followed me out of the woods. He was stalking me.
What makes you say that?
I saw him twice.
Twice. I don't know if he saw you once.
Why do all the men look like they're out of a Harry Enfield show?
Because it's all the same person.
Oh.
You must feel an awful sense of guilt.
Stay away from me. What are you?
That's a very different film than was in the first trailer.
Well, the first trailer where it's
like,
just
yeah.
her going, "Ma,"
Yeah.
and it just echoing for the rest of it.
But that looks like a completely different movie.
That looks like a skit show.
It does look a little bit like a sketch
You know
show.
what I said to you in the cinema? There are so many red flags about this movie for me.
Yeah.
One of the biggest being that it's A24. That looks shit. I really hope it's not, but that looks fucking awful.
I'm actually quite intrigued by that.
Of course you are.
I'm actually quite intrigued by that.
That's the thing. It's like, it feels like it's gonna be, I'm gonna tell you what I'm about for the entire fucking runtime. And I think that could go like in either direction. It feels like the old sledgehammer to smash a walnut. But I'm intrigued, and the whole Rory Kinnear playing all the men is, let's see how that goes. Jesse Buckley's accent through the trailer seemed to like go all over the place, which I kind of wonder if there's a point to that.
Yeah, because at one point it sounded like West Country. Another point it sounded mildly West Yorkshire, and then another point it sounded outright Irish.
Yes. So I can't help but think that's a point to it there. I don't know. I mean, like I think Alex Garland is interesting, and it looks like he's gone low budget here because he was burned with Annihilation because it was like Paramount basically dumped it off to Netflix everywhere but the US, and he was pissed off about that. And it, that was a film that was like Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac, like effects heavy, riding high on Ex Machina, and then like Annihilation just kind of came and went. And now with this, it kind of feels like right back to basics. It's going to be low budget, looks pretty. I've got something that we could definitely shoot during COVID times to it. And I don't know. I think it's very vibey. Like I saw the first trailer in front of X, as I imagine you guys.
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
It like same distributor, so it does make sense. And I thought that worked really well in a cinema. So I'm intrigued by that trailer. I am fully ready for that film to be shit, and for everyone else to tell me why it's great. But I'm also ready to go, nah, do you know what? I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. That was great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching that and having an opinion on it.
I'm the same. I was kind of off the first trailer. Like, I'll watch it because of the people involved, actually, but like not very much kind of like actually for it. But like that seems quite. I'm actually quite interested in that now.
Jessie Buckley is one. I think she's fascinating because she is taking roles that just seem interesting to her, despite the fact that she's not necessarily, like in speech marks, paid her dues by being in a Marvel or something like that. Like she's just doing stuff that does seem to be interesting, and obviously she's nominated for Sunday Night, and she's already having a really interesting career. And I hope that if she does do a Marvel, it's like Olivia Colman, where it's just like, yeah, I'll be in a TV series, and then if you need me for the odd film, fine, but I'm not going to be front and centre. So she can do more work like this and like The Lost Daughter. It comes out in May, I think this does. And yeah, I don't know. Bex, like, absolutely, I could see why you're just like, yeah, it looks shit. Like, it really could well be. I like Garland. He wrote Sunshine, so I'll never not like Garland. And I'm glad he's back. but it's A24. But hey, maybe we need to reassess A24. I don't know. I'm gonna do my marathon of prestige horror everybody told me I should like I was talking about last week. I'm gonna do that over the next few weeks.
Now that the Oscars are gone.
Yeah, once the Oscars are out the way and like I can kind of focus. Yeah, that's gonna be like my next thing. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Did we have any other trailers? Any more for any more? Let's have a look. I think I watched one more.
I missed the trailer for Where the Crawdads Sing. I haven't got to that yet, despite the fact Taylor Swift's done a song for it. But,
Don't bother.
Yeah, looks like
really?
you remember like salmon fishing in the Yemen and films of that ilk.
Oh shit! Really?
It looks like that.
Oh okay.
It looks like it's going to be. It looks like it has literally the depth of a young adult novel.
Spectacular. Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
I sit back. I do always enjoy when these trailers come out for these films, and it says based on the worldwide phenomenon, and I'm watching them going, I've never heard of this.
If it basically for Mark, if it doesn't start with 50 Shades, he's not interested.
You put up a running joke, didn't you, during Fresh about 50 Shades?
Oh, and he says he's fucked up.
Yeah.
How many shades?
37.
Oh shit! I didn't notice that. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. It's like, it's not quite 50 Shades of fucked up. No, it's like 37.
I don't think Christian Grey ever ate people.
What?
I mean, he ate people in the kind of figurative sense, but not in like a...
Because he understood the memo.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Not right now, though.
I feel like we probably need to get to that now, unless you had any other trailers.
Don't have any trailers now, though. No. So, yeah, fuck it. We can do Fresh. So, Fresh is written by Lauren Kahn and directed by Mimi Cave. And stars Daisy Edgar-Jones, Sebastian Stan, and other people. I'm going to do my usual thing of doing the IMDb synopsis, because sometimes they're funny. To see if they actually... What is it? The horrors of modern dating seen through one young woman's defiant battle to survive her new boyfriend's unusual appetites.
I think that's a bit simplistic.
It's not quite there.
No.
Just put it out there, just in case we do have any new listeners. We are all spoilers all of the time. So we'll go straight into this. Essentially, Daisy Edgar-Jones plays Noah, a young woman who is in the dating scene and is not having a lot of luck, we can say, is she? She keeps meeting douchebags.
Yes.
But then she bumps into Sebastian Stan's Steve in the grocery store, ends up going on a date with him.
He lives on aisle 4.
He does live on aisle 4. It goes really well. He seems dreamy.
It was aisle 6, but...
I think it was aisle 6, yeah. He seems dreamy because he's Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
But what would have it, he's a wrong un. He runs a business where he actually sells meat, human meat, to rich people.
Human girl meat.
Human girl meat, because, obviously.
Why obviously?
I don't know, it just felt obvious.
Yeah?
Yep.
We are better, to be fair.
Yep. So, right. Ian, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah.
When the credits came in at 33 minutes, what was your reaction? Because my reaction was to literally start tapping Becky on the knee and going, oh, fuck. And I needed to pause it to see how long we were at the film before the credits. And bear in mind, it's not just a title card, it's a full credit sequence.
I mean, you applauded.
I did applaud, yeah. Because that was fair play, Mimi Cave. That was some fucking balls to do that. and it worked.
I mean, that's the thing, though, isn't it? It's the fact that it is the full title sequence. It's not just a card.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, fuck it, we're just going to go all out, because people are talking about, like, Drive My Car, it comes up, like, 45 minutes in. Yeah, right, but it's not a full-on fucking, I'm going to take you out of the world of the film and just have a title sequence for a couple of minutes. Oh, no.
Nope. It's a good breaking point as well in the film.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, so my reaction was to text the boy chat and say, "Oh, like essentially, fucking hell, 33 minutes in and we just got the title card." And I mean, it's essentially cum face, really. You know, it is just let's go, let's do this. I mean, I suppose that's my answer to the question. But I mean, like, shall I give kind of like general?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah.
So, going to be really interested to see what you guys think about this. And I don't know. It was one where, on the face of it, it's a little bit like, oh shit, Ian's going to be a little bit about this because you know what it is. So, the thing is, right. We have, Donna and I have a friend of ours who is on the dating scene at the moment. It's like my one real life exposure that I have to what that shit seems to be like. And literally yesterday, a couple hours before I started watching this film, Donna was telling me that like this latest guy, she fucking texted him and was just like, look, we need to talk. You know, I don't want to break up, but we need to talk, because she wasn't too happy about it. And he just texted her back going like, I knew this was going to fucking happen. Like, you know, why did you waste my time? You know, you've been stringing me along for weeks now, and, you know, you really made an impression on my son, and it's really not fair. And it's like, what the fuck? They've probably been together, like, maybe 2 months. And she's had strings of just, like, not... I don't know. I'd say not picking the right guy, but it just kind of seems like, is that just... Is this just the world now? And, like, the sense of entitlement, that seems to be coming from the guys who she's with, and I'm not going to like say her name on the podcast, but she's a lovely woman. Like, she's a bit extra for me. Like, she's very, very smiley and happy all the time, and that's brilliant. And that's more a me problem than a her problem. But for like, she deserves a really, really nice dude. And all she is getting is these people who just seem to... I don't know. Like, what I'm trying to say is fresh. Watching, like, the first 20 minutes of this, I was just like, right, I see where the filmmakers are going with this. Because, yeah, it does seem like a fucking nightmare out there. And if you're, you're going to go to the nth degree with how bad it could get... And like, to make your point, and then at the end, the icing on the cake, that fucking text message from the guy at the start saying, "Hey, you up?" Like, and it was like, right, okay, this is a film that has understood what it is doing all the way through, at least for me, all the way through. And honestly, I think if this came out in the kind of era of cinema releases that Get Out came out in, I think it would be getting that level of critical attention. I think it is a fantastic example of socially conscious horror, which is putting up a dark mirror to the situation that it seems like a lot of women, and maybe men as well, I don't know, but certainly a lot of women are finding themselves in these days. But I thought it was also fun. I thought it was funny in parts and cathartic as fuck. in moments. I was really, really impressed by it, and I've got a feeling that my buzz is about to be harshed.
Becky.
Yes, Mark.
Fresh.
Are you going to ask a question, or are you just opening it up like that?
I think I might should open it up like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. It's a good commentary on the modern dating scene, and I think as well as the quite heavy-handed allegory of it being a meat market, there is the kind of, you are putting yourself in a vulnerable position by putting yourself out there and meeting up with people and things like that. You don't know what the person on the other end is going to be like, but then she meets this guy in real life and you still don't fucking know, do you? Like, dating's dangerous. I'm glad I don't have to do it.
That's
Don't ever
the
leave
thing,
me.
innit? It's like none of us have dated in these times, and it fucking sounds exhausting, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
sounds emotionally, like, psychologically fucking damaging.
You've got to almost have like the first 2 or 3 dates before you've even actually met the person.
Yeah, sure.
And not only that, there's like a background check that they can have done on you before you've actually met the person.
It's just bonkers, isn't it? It is a really weird thing. It's not people don't meet organically anymore, do they?
No.
I genuinely, I've said it to you a few times. If anything ever happened with us, or if anything ever happened to you, I would just buy some more cats and just be a cat lady. I couldn't be bothered with it at all.
Yeah, I like if like Don ever left me, because Lord knows it wouldn't be the other way round. If Don ever left me, I mean, obviously we'd have lots and whatnot, but dogs, I'd have dogs all over the place, and I'd never go anywhere apart from walks with dogs. Fuck dating. I'll jerk off. It'll be fine.
You just have friends and pets. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we're getting off topic, aren't we? You're looking at me with that. You're getting off topic.
No, not at all.
No, but that's the thing, though. I mean, like, it does get you, like, thinking about that and talking about that, you know. And I think that's interesting. And obviously, this film is, like, playing things up, but at the same time, like, Mimi, I was listening to an interview with Mimi Cave, and she was saying that, like, you know, there are dark corners on the web where this kind of shit that happens in this is talked about, and, you know, whether it actually happens, I don't know. There's a part of me that says in some fucking dark place maybe this does happen, like, not like selling to the richest of the rich or something, but some really fucking gnarly shit.
Yeah, if a story like this broke out from somewhere, it wouldn't be that shocking, would it? You'd be kind of like...
Armie Hammer would be the ringleader, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made that joke, didn't we?
We had a comment about
too soon for
about Armie Hammer thing, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. You called me a monster.
I think I made the joke.
No, you called me a monster for my comment afterwards. When I said that there's 2 things that I'd like to happen with the Armie Hammer thing.
Yeah.
One would be the one that I would like to happen most. Would it be that it's just all bollocks?
Yeah.
And that can be proven, it comes out that it's all bollocks, and, you know, nobody was harmed, everybody wanted it, and, you know, everyone could just move along from it. And the other one, the less what is it one, the more fucking what one would be is if he just came out and went, yeah, I've eaten like 3 or 4 people. Fuck you. I'm really rich and look at me. Also, I'm in a non-extraditionary country right now, so you can't get me.
You kind of do want that, though, don't you?
The thing is, I'd literally want that, and then it just like the cameras would just pan out, and it would just be sat there at a buffet in some really fucking dodgy fucking Callum Walled City or something like that. I know that doesn't exist anymore, but that kind of place. I'd just be laughing.
But but he needs to be like, I only eat serial killers. Like, or something like that. It's like, I only eat certifiably bad people.
Yeah.
And then you fucking watch. Yeah, you just drop that in the social media ecosystem and then just like a petri dish and then just see how that plays out.
I was thinking though, while we were watching it, because they say that like Wagyu beef, as an example, is as good as it is because the animals are really well looked after and they're given massages and they're played soothing music and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
And because the lower the stress levels, the better the meat tastes.
Yes, and Wagyu beef is...
But obviously, kidnapping and keeping these women, it's going to affect the taste of the meat. Because their stress levels will be high.
Yeah, I'm not sure it has long enough to long-term effect.
I think it probably does.
Maybe. We'll find out in about sort of 6 to 8 weeks.
Jesus wept.
But then, so yeah, back onto the film. So, but it does manage to keep it like a really fresh, light tone as well. Sorry, that wasn't meant as a pun. It's a movie about a guy kidnapping girls, keeping them prisoner, and gradually harvesting their meat. But it's also a really fun horror movie. So it has that. It does that juxtaposition of content versus tone really well.
Yeah.
And Sebastian stands kind of charming as fuck in it. Yeah, I mean, you can see why she falls for him.
I mean, he is until he isn't.
Well, yeah. But like when they're having the date, when they're having the date,
yeah.
and like she's eating her mate's titty, and they're dancing and stuff and getting a bit drunk and stuff, and you're like, she's got to have a plan. But if she doesn't, and she's just going along with this to butter him up, you kind of see your point. But maybe don't eat your friend's titty.
I don't think she knew it was a friend's titty at the time.
No, she didn't know.
Yeah.
But he does make the joke of like, it might be quite familiar when he gives her it.
Yeah.
And then she bites his cock off.
The thing there, right. I know he thinks that this is going okay and this way he wants it to go, but you still, you should still sort of do a quick mental risk assessment and maybe go, nah.
You do kind of get the vibe that this is maybe how he met his wife, though.
No, that's fine, but maybe, don't allow her to have,
Her teeth
near your dick.
Yeah.
Because, let's face it, I turned out you, didn't I? I went to go bite his cock off. Because...
Yeah, but, right, I think the film at this point is getting to a point where it's like you need some catharsis. Yeah, we're going to make it obvious she's going to bite your dick off, and you want that, and it's going to be great, isn't it? And then it is. But B, I think it's a comment on that he is so fucking self-assured. He is so, she's in the palm of my hand, this is going great, that he does let his guard down. Like, and I think that is absolutely intentional. Like,
yeah, probably is.
She has played him like a fiddle, and that's what it is. I mean, Mark, fair play. If you're ever in this situation, that pity the girl because you're going to win.
I will do the mental risk assessment like crazy. Yeah. I will be working out all of this straight away. I'd be like, oh, do you want to cover me? No. I'm having a nice fucking meal, but I'm not a fucking idiot. Yeah.
Wow.
I was kind of disappointed that we never got to see what a mess he'd made of Melissa. Because they never even
want to see that.
Because I like creepy, gory shit.
What? She just lost a boob.
No, not Molly. Melissa. You know the one that had lost her mind.
Oh
She'd
yeah.
been there the longest.
Yeah.
Like Penny.
Boxing Helena. That's what I think.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Because when it
boxing
panned
Helena.
over the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, oh god, oh, and then she just lost a leg, and that was really fucking disappointing.
She had an eye as well.
Oh, yeah, an eye. Who's eating eyes?
I'm gonna say, and it's gonna sound bad, but it's probably Asians. They eat eyes from what is it? Don't they? You know, there's like what is it? Soup that has just eyes and shit in it. They do not waste anything.
I don't think the meals from Indiana Jones are real, Mark.
No, that was a little bit wrong. That, but I'm just saying.
I feel like this was a question you didn't need to answer.
No, I'm being as a.
Maybe edit that out, Ian.
I'm not meaning in that kind of way. I'm just saying that there's a lot of Asians will look at everything and go, "How can we make that taste fucking great?" Whereas we look at it and go, "Oh, we can't eat that."
True.
I'm just going to put a message in the boy chat and just canvass opinion about whether I should cut that out.
I'm saying that they're less squeamish about things. That's how I meant it.
But yeah, so Melissa had obviously been there for the longest and was like completely messed up. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see how much he'd taken.
I'm telling you, it's boxing Helena.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, full scale boxing Helena.
I mean, and she was there for a while and only lost a butt. Molly was there for like 10 minutes and lost a boob. That doesn't seem fair.
I'm just seeing what it says here so you can feel for a second.
I don't want to. I did quite enjoy the fact that there was a little dancey bit in there as well. Yeah. I feel like he needs to do another one with the dancey bit so we can have like the Alex Garland dancey shit in his movies trilogy.
Well, then I didn't do this one.
Yeah, but he wrote it, didn't he? No.
You're doing it with men that we just talked about.
Yeah.
No,
it did have vibes.
I don't think there's going to be any dancing in Men. So.
No.
I reckon there might be actually. I could see Roy Kinnear busting a move.
Yeah, it did have Ex Machina vibes, that dance scene though.
It did have very much Ex Machina vibes. Yeah, I think that was intentional though.
Yeah, I liked it because I like the little dancey bit in Ex Machina.
Yeah. So where we landing then, everyone?
Oh, definitely not shit. I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, what did you actually think of it? I'm actually still not clear on what you thought of it, if I'm honest.
I enjoyed it overall.
Super keen on
what
the end sequence. Really.
No, I think it got a little bit. The end sequence just got a little bit too. Somebody coming up and smacking somebody from behind. Somebody coming up and smacking somebody from behind. Somebody coming up and stabbing somebody from behind. And it just got a little bit like that for about a good 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
I would have been.
Go on,
sorry. I would have been more bothered by that if it wasn't for the fact that when the friend attacks the wife, she's just like, women like you, or like bitches like you are the problem, and it just really fucking goes at her. Like, because I all the way through, I was kind of thinking, like, right, what is the point of the wife character? Like, okay, someone else is falling under his thrall, I get it, but she's also perfectly happy to kind of go along with it. Like, what's happening here? So just that whole kind of like, it's women like you who are complicit, who are the problem. I was like, right, fine, yep, totally works for me. Understand why she's there. Cool. So I this is the thing. It's like I can acknowledge that as a problem, but I don't care. Which is one of the things that says to me, I just really, really liked it. It's more an objective than a subjective 5-banger for me, but it's a 5-banger for me. Sorry, Mark.
That's cool. I think what I would very much like to see, and this will come up later on as well, is this is very much a genre pick. I'd like to see the return of genre picks being between 92 and 97 minutes long, not touching 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling what they're doing there is they are the extra 20 minutes you're putting into it is usually just more of the message.
Yeah.
And it's a bit like, we get it. Please stop now. And I think that's an issue that I have. But overall, I liked it. It didn't click as well with me as I think it did with you, Becky, or certainly you, Ian.
Why is that, Mark? Because Mark is a
Mark is a grumpy bastard.
There we go.
Yeah. Also, I didn't really like the lead character.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
Why?
I just didn't like her.
Is it because she feel like she would look better if she wore a dress?
No, not at all. I kind of dug that vibe more. I actually turned around to you and was like, "Fucking hell! That feels literally like that happened to somebody that the director or the writer knows."
Yeah, I 100% assume so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean that because that's the thing. It's just like that whole stuff. All that stuff feels really lived in, and it's, I don't know, to someone who has dated in the modern era, that all might be like, yeah, all right, we fucking know that, it's really obvious, blah blah blah. It wasn't eye opening to me because, like I say, for our friend, I kind of get a sense of that, but it just felt like it's good that it's being called out. Like, honestly, this is a film when Lots is like 15 or something, I actually think I'll sit her down in front of this and just go, there's some heavy-handed shit in this, Lots, but it's making a fucking point. Well, feel free to be a lesbian, and I think that might be a bit easier at least.
No. Girls are just as bad sometimes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I had a friend who has been doing online dating, and before a date he got sent a questionnaire that he had to fill out.
Yeah.
That was that contained certain questions, including what his salary was, what his monthly expenditures were, how he would describe his penis, and what holidays he'd been on in the past 4 years. And he's like, this is fucking like mad shit. How often he calls his parents.
I just couldn't be arsed with it. I just would not do it. If I got that through, I'd just be like, do you know what? Nah, I'm gonna head out.
He went on the date with the girl. Yeah. Went on the date with the girl, and because she was an absolute nightmare, he went over, paid for the meal halfway through, said he was going to the bathroom, paid for the whole meal, and then just left.
Nice. Yeah, you see, that's another thing. I would not get on with modern dating for a very simple reason. That if someone asked me on a date, there is no fucking way I'd be paying half.
Yeah. Well,
if I did the asking, I'd pay for the whole thing, but I would never ask.
Is that expected? I don't know. I'd always pay for the.
I agree with you.
Thing.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. But in a modern setting now,
it's seen as like insulting, isn't it?
But in a modern setting, I would beforehand I would specify that is what I would be more comfortable with doing. But how would that? I'd communicate it.
But then you hear stories about like guys sending girls their fucking Cash App link to send them half the.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that. I would literally.
No, I know, but like
I'd do that, and
if
then
it's like they go out for a date and they're not going to see each other again, saying, "All right, yeah, can you Venmo me the money then for half the meal?"
Yeah, no, yeah, just fucking suck it up, dude. You clearly weren't charming enough.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like from the woman's point of view, though, is there a sense of like, are men going to think that, well, if they pay for the whole thing, then they're going to get something in return? Like, is that actually kind of like what the thinking is, or is
possibly,
it?
I think there's an element of that. Yeah. An
yeah.
element. That's it. There's a difficulty to it.
If I pay half, you can't think I owe you anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because I don't know. I get that logic. It's depressing, but I get it.
The what is it there though? Is I'll pay for the meal, you pay for the drinks afterwards, or I'll pay for the meal, you can pay for breakfast. Boom.
Five.
Hell yeah, that was a good high five as well. That was a high five that felt like you both meant it.
How about Mark?
Yeah.
You pay for the meal, the drinks, and the breakfast, and then we'll be good.
Will we?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll eat at home.
I'll make you pancakes.
I mean, even for all of that, I'm definitely not shit, and I will watch this film again.
Yeah.
Without question.
I also did love the fact that the guy, her friend, was just like, do you know what? Nah, I'm not getting involved in this. And just fucked off. Like, I thought he was going to, like, change his mind, like, 2 minutes down the road. Yeah. I was going to be like,
I thought they'd see him, as they were running out of the, what is it? I thought they'd connect with him at the road, and then it'd drive off like that at the end.
He just raises the fuck out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But I like the fact that the film's not necessarily passing judgment on him, because he is just like, this is fucking sketchy. What are you doing? You shouldn't be here. You should go. And and it's just like, yeah, you know what? Fair enough. Yeah, you do get that. I don't think the film is going, well, how dare he do that?
I don't think the film. Yeah, the film's not painting him as a prick. I think the film's painting one person as a prick, maybe two. But where'd that guy come from?
I think he was
the assistant.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you see him earlier on.
I think you do briefly, yeah.
I thought it was weird that they were like, yeah, we're safe, and the film ended, but he's still about somewhere.
Yeah. I get the feeling like he isn't that invested in it. It literally is just a paycheck for him, and now they're both dead. He's like, I better go and find something else then.
Well, he just seemed like the driver or something, because you see him earlier on, but he's just putting shit in the van, isn't he?
Yeah. He's just a Lyft driver that just a Lyft driver that was just a little bit too polite to fucking say no.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, definitely not shit.
Good. Paul?
Good.
Definitely not shit 40%. Touching cloth 40%, and shit 20%.
It's not universally loved.
I'm a little bit surprised that it hasn't gotten a little bit more love, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought it might have done it. It seems like there'll be things out this year around the same genre that will get an awful lot more love than this, that won't be anywhere near as good as this. Is what I would say.
It'll be considered more highbrow.
I'm definitely thinking that the more I chat
hey,
about
Hannah, I think you really can't beat a good rewatch of a TV show. Would you agree with that, love?
Oh, yes, I would.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think during, global pandemics, storms, all of these things, it's quite nice to just sit down and burn through something that you've seen a million times.
Absolutely, nothing like a binge watch.
Star Trek.
Babylon 5.
Because you could sit there for hours looking at serial killer documentaries.
Absolutely. That
Netflix.
doesn't make you a weird person at all.
It doesn't. Yeah, you could watch documentaries that all seem to be about women killing men.
Love you, darling.
You could put off watching Daredevil for the 30th time.
Harry Potter.
But really, you can't beat immersing yourself in the warm jumper of a rewatch of a show or a franchise. A beloved franchise.
Lord of the Rings.
Twin Peaks. From VHS compilations recorded off television, with the ad breaks, cut out of course, to DVD box sets of Sex and the City and, I don't know, Smallville.
Farscape.
Quantum Leap. To giving up finding new content on Netflix and just having a comfort trawl through Star Trek The Next Generation or Parks and Recreation. I think that we can all agree.
There's a lot to be said for that.
You can't beat a good rewatch. So, with that in mind, join
Hannah
and Mike from Chinstroker vs. Punter as we burn through some of our favourite franchises and share our immediate reactions to each instalment in both spoiler and non-spoiler sections. To do that, do a search for the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whichever your favourite podcast provider may be, or go directly to anchor.fm/rewatch project. We are proud members of the Pod Syndicate family of podcasts.
Have you ever wondered what so-called family films will scar your kids forever? Putting 4 and 5-year-olds in front of this movie, it's like, if they didn't know what death was before this, they're going to know it after it.
They're going to know it after it, and they're going to be freaking terrified.
And they're going to be questioning you.
Yeah.
Or do you have the slight suspicion that your loved one has a cold, dead heart?
The Dark Knight has got like all the orphans and like, oh no, we're gonna die. They did not build up those orphans at all. In my head, it's like, kill them.
Then look no further. The His Film Her Movie podcast is the show for you. It's the movie podcast that celebrates the contrasting cinematic tastes of its hosts. So join Jordan and Lauren every week on their unique journey through the land of the silver screen. So if you're looking for a few laughs, some fun film-related chat, then get involved. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Deepwater.
Oh shit!
Sees the returns directing of Adrian Lin. His first film in 20 years.
Wow.
Yes.
And he picked this one.
Wow. Wow. And well, why wouldn't you? Directed by Adrian Lin. Written by Sam Levinson. Is he the what is it guy?
The Malcolm and Marie guy. Yeah.
Yeah. It also does. Is it Euphoria?
Euphoria.
Yeah. A show that I've not watched, will not watch, but Isabel tells me about it, so I don't need to watch it.
No.
And stars Ben Affleck, Ana de Armas, Tracy Letts, Lil Rel Howery, which is baffling, and other people. So what's it about? A well-to-do husband who allows his wife to have affairs in order to avoid a divorce becomes a prime suspect in the disappearance of her lovers. Almost.
Is that why he allows her to have affairs? Right, okay. Fair enough.
That baffled me as well.
What?
Well, it's not ever really explained how this situation has arisen.
I don't think he's that bothered.
I mean, he clearly is.
I think he is.
No.
He very clearly is.
I think...
Charlie would disagree with you.
Can I posit something?
Oh, shit.
Go on.
Can I posit something?
Go on.
I think we've been shown the tail end of this. I think it's that it's been something that's been part of their relationship, and it's started to bother him because she has gotten more brazen with it. And it's rather than it being something that is more within their lives and their relationship, it's more something that is broadly broadcast to everybody.
But it's never explained why he was initially okay with it. Whether he was just okay with it, or whether it's because he don't want them to split up for the sake of the kid.
By the way, I agree with these points. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit on this.
That's fine.
I don't.
I mean, you
don't need to play devil's advocate with this film. Sorry.
She seems to give like zero fucks about the kid.
Yeah, to the point of where I at one point was thinking, is it not her kid?
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go to you first, Becky.
Okay.
Right. So, Deepwater.
Yes.
Right. Just thoughts. I can't even think of a question for it.
Well, a couple of things.
But, sorry, before you start, the show admin, I think we need to stop with the questions. I think it's run its course. I think we just ask each other what we thought of the fucking film. I feel pressure with the questions.
I'm cool with that. Bex, go.
I think my description of this film as we were watching it as starting a whole new genre of movies of unerotic thrillers is about right for this film. Like, this is clearly either Joey on Friends was right, and when two people are in a relationship, they don't have any on-stage or on-screen chemistry, or they were really fucking close to the end of their relationship and just hated each other in reality, because there is no chemistry between these two people.
But I don't think they're supposed to. I think that's the point.
No, but even when they're supposed to, and she's like, yeah, eat my ass, like, even at that point, there's not. Like, the sex scenes are just cold as fuck. There's just, like, there's no warmth between them whatsoever. There is more warmth between Ben Affleck and his snails than there is between these two. So there's a reason behind that. And they did split up not long after this rap shooting, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I think there was cracks, and they probably shouldn't have done this film together.
No.
I didn't hate it. Like, it's perfectly watchable, but it's just a bit shit. Like, and like the bit where he's like gone to like stab that Tony guy and try and make him sink back in the water, and he gets found by what's his face, Don.
Yeah.
And we were like, "Get him, Ben! Get him!"
I will go after Ian. I'll go to my thoughts on the movie. I had a genuine laugh out loud moment in this film, didn't I? Where I literally burst out laughing and pointed at the screen.
Yeah, what was it?
It was when he threw the
Was
rock.
it the bit?
Yes, it was.
Oh yeah, that was
And he
good.
shouted
rock.
right in the face.
It's him right in the face.
It's good.
I laughed out loud at the bit where Tracy Letts and his wife are just screaming at their kid to like get the fuck inside.
Get inside, Goldie!
We already told you, go inside.
Oh, fucking hell. Ian, you didn't like Deepwater, did you?
Right, so no, I didn't like Deepwater, but I also, like Becky, I didn't hate it. It's both boring and really entertaining. But it vacillates. It feels like a film where Adrian Lyne gave everyone their scripts, but with every other page taken out. So Ben Affleck had pages 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Ana de Armas had 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. And they both just had to react off of what each other was saying, despite the fact they might not necessarily know what the context was, depending on where it was on the page. They have zero chemistry, and there are conversations in this film that are not conversations that any real people would ever have. And I'm not just talking between them, but early on, when Ben Affleck is talking to the fucking Matt Damon-looking, long-haired guy, who I swear was cast because he kind of looks like a gone-to-seed Matt Damon, but also young. They are talking to each other, and it's like, I actually don't believe humans wrote this. I feel like an AI wrote this.
It did have a smack of, were they in the same room together, and was this two different scripts?
Yeah, I mean, it is fucking baffling. Like, just the bit, like, middle of the film where Ana de Armas is like, he fucking killed him. He killed him. He killed him. Like, fuck you, he killed him. And then, like, 5 minutes later, they're just kind of back to their, okay, she's gonna sleep with someone else and I'm gonna be threatening. Like, it's basically, it's the same cycle 3 times through the film, but at the end, Tracy Letts is in it as well, and then you get the fucking incredible car versus bike section.
We like that.
I like the snails bit. Like, why is Affleck fascinated with snails? I don't understand what is going on in this film, and I don't think Adrian Lyne does either. And that is absolutely symptomatic to the fact that... Sorry, Donna's just texted me, what is this? And she's supposed to be driving. Right, I think maybe Lottie's got her phone, and I said, chips are in, would you mind sticking pizza in when you get back? I might burn the fucker. What is this woof, woof, woof? Yeah, Lottie's got her phone. Right, okay, sorry. Yeah. I don't think Adrian Lyne gave a single fuck when at the end, over the credits, you have got... Oh, I think it's really cute that kid was singing the fucking Leo Sayer song, so we'll just have her sing that over the end credits. It is the most incongruous end of a film to what you put on the end credits I think I've ever seen. And it clearly shows that he just gave up. It is a fucking... baffling film, and I'm glad I watched it, don't get me wrong, but God, could you imagine this thing actually playing in cinemas? It would be like people watching Cats.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm the same. It's not a good movie. It's not a good movie. I actually do think it's quite a good performance from Ben Affleck.
He just seems so much like he can't be arsed though. Like, and he looks rough in it. Like,
He
really
does
rough.
look like he's going through one of his alcohol phases
Yeah.
while shooting the film.
He's all puffy face and unkempt beard, and like that's not like, you can kind of see why she's screwing around.
I did actually enjoy it. It's fun.
The thing
It's
is, though, when
crap.
he turns it on, like when he's playing opposite the kid and he's being the dad, it's completely different. So maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's like he's just supposed to be so worn out with her that he just, like, he's all like saggy face and no expression, but then when he's with the kid he brightens up. Maybe it's intentional.
And when the Armas is with the kid, unless she's drunk, it's stop fucking playing Old MacDonald, Alexa. I hate this song. I mean, like, just, I knew I was in for a good time. We're in the first 10 minutes. Anna de Armas is telling Alexa to stop playing Old MacDonald because she hates that shit or whatever it is she says.
I mean, I can heavily relate to that. If Alexa had been around when Isabel was younger and she'd done shit like that, I'd have been like, Alexa, shut the fuck up!
I did enjoy how much Anna de Armas seemed to enjoy being a twat in this movie.
Yeah.
I thought that was a lot of fun. It's not the sexiest of movies.
No, it's decidedly unsexy.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying to you towards the end of X, what would be great is if we had a sequel to this where somehow, in some kind of fucking mad crossover, Vic Van Allen fucking ran into Amazing Amy from Gone Girl in like a supermarket and they just fucking hit it off. That'd be great.
Like, seriously, the post-credits of this needs to be the police coming around and Ben Affleck going, I didn't murder any of them. And it's just like, right, 3 men in the last month had gone missing.
I have an ending for how I think this movie, how that got all tied up.
Ben Affleck gets tried guilty of 3 counts of murder in the easiest trial of all time.
No. I reckon what happens. This is, what is it? I said to you this. What is it?
The Dom theory.
My Dom theory is Don had been communicating a lot with Melinda. They'd been going out together. She'd sent him money. And he has her scarf literally in his car. So Ben Affleck just claims, yeah, Don had an obsession with her. I think they were having an affair. And then he could get blamed for all of the, what is it? He was the guy who accused Ben Affleck of murdering, what was it, the second one?
Yeah.
Charlie. Why was he at the... Why did he know about the scarf? Bits like that. There's all these bits there that could have got them.
The shot of Ben Affleck just happily cycling away after that car crash.
Yeah. Yeah. So I reckon that could have been there, but I just reckon Adrian Lyne just couldn't be asked to end it. Just because I'm done.
I had to leave the room for that fucking post-credits scene, mid-credits scene, whatever. The sound of children being happy, just great something.
It does. I think you're right. It does seem like that. There's a lot of the script that wasn't shot or didn't end up in the film. Might have been shot, but it was just a film that everybody had just run out of patience with by the end of it. So it was just put something out. Out.
That ending is incredibly abrupt.
Yeah.
Like, just like, he drives away from, like, Tracy Letts fucking driving himself off that cliff, which is incredible. And then it's right. So now Anna de Armas is happy, that Ben Affleck obviously does give a shit about her, because he's murdered several men to prove that he does. Like, is that what it is? Like, they're going to be a happy family now because she knows that he's that into her. Is that it?
She seems like that could be a thing.
Well, it seemed like
Because,
they were
like, she
kind of-
burns...
Sorry.
No, go on.
It seemed like they were kind of getting along better before she discovered that he'd killed Tony. So maybe she's just gone, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't really like Tony anyway.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
TV actor,
like,
fuck that guy.
I got the sense of, oh shit, you killed him, but I'm actually kind of into that. Like, you know, even though I accused you of killing that other guy and I really wasn't into that, I'm into this one. And also, like, the fucking, the private investigator that Tracy Letts hires. There's that one scene.
and then that goes nowhere.
And then that goes, yeah, like, it feels like there's a 2.5 hour cut of this film that they just went, cut it down, it's so slow. And then Adrian Lynn was just like, fuck it, here you go. And they just went, is it under 2 hours? Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. We don't care. That's your cut.
Yeah, that's it. I would watch the 2.5 hour version of this.
If it made more sense, I feel like there's no rationale for why they're in the situation they're in. There's one bit after she's accused him of murdering Charlie, where he like with this hopeful look on his face and tone in his voice asks her if she wants a divorce, and I was like, is it going to turn out that they've got like some kind of an arrangement? Like, if he divorces her, he has to do X, Y, and Z, so that's why he's kind of keeping her around. Because there's no reasoning behind it. Like I said to you, didn't I? Why don't you just fucking get rid of her? She's hot, but she's not like that hot that you'd put up with this if it clearly bothered you.
That's it. I think there's an oddness to it. I agree with you. I don't think it bothers him, the fact that she has these flings. Dalliances is a good phrase, yes. I don't think that bothers him. I think it's when she flaunts it in front of him. I think he's fine for her to go off and do that, but he's not interested in it being something she uses as a tease against him.
But then he isn't, because he's pissed off about Charlie before Charlie even...
Maybe that seemed like that was the first one that kind of... She wasn't doing it secretly, everyone knew about it. And we don't know he killed Charlie.
It shows him killing Charlie in the pool.
Oh, not Charlie, I'm thinking of the other guy.
Matt.
Yeah. I think I might be Geostorm with this movie.
If it was like 10% less boring, I think I could swing that. But I was more bored than entertained, even though the scale was probably like 60-40.
I think I might be Geostorm just for that bike/car chase.
That was good.
That was great.
When he went full fucking commando with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on a push bike.
Yeah.
There's some great lines in it there. Oh, so what do you do now? Well, you know, I published a couple of magazines, some books on poetry. Mostly I just ride around my mountain bike.
What's with the fucking snails?
What?
What's with the snails?
I think there was more to that just never got explored.
And like the bit where it's explaining that you have to starve them so their intestines are empty before you can eat them. It's like, that doesn't need to be in the film. That's probably more of a snail nerd niche.
Yeah. But you often find that in these...
He looked really angry when he wanted to eat snails.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. I think that's why he killed him.
Possibly.
But that you do find that there's an oddity in these supposed erotic thrillers, that one of the people in it will often have an odd hobby or something like that. It's a weird, like, little fucking quirk within them.
It's isn't it usually something a bit sexy though?
Yes, it's usually something a bit sexy.
Not generally snails.
It's usually something you could do shirtless.
Yeah.
Or wearing just a long
I'm really glad they didn't include a shot of Ben Affleck just sat shirtless.
Just covered in fucking snails.
Torso,
yeah.
I don't think I could have coped with that.
I don't think many of us could have coped with that.
No. Well, the raw
The powerful
sexuality.
Raw eroticism. What a glorious imagery. Audience poll. Definitely not shit, 14%. Touching cloth, 14%. And shit, 71%.
Wow.
No geostorms, wow.
No geostorms. No, that's fair enough. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll never watch it again.
I probably will.
You probably will, yeah. You're quite a good person, though.
I accept that. Ian, what have you been watching this week?
So I've actually only got a couple, so I'll be quick. So rewatched Spider-Man: No Way Home, first time watch for Donna.
How's that hold up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's been interesting because that film's been getting a lot of shit on film Twitter this week about, none of it was filmed in real locations and whatnot. And it's like, no, they're not. But none of the fucking MCU films are, and also they filmed in a fucking pandemic. So I am a little bit more alright than usual to go. Alright, if they shot on a green screen in Georgia, they shot on a green screen in Georgia, because otherwise, that film probably wouldn't have been made. I like No Way Home. I'm still like solidly 4 out of 5 on it. I think everybody knows the plot by now, and the trying to essentially cure the badness in the villains stuff. I don't know, it works for some, it doesn't work for others. Like Jamie Foxx, all the way through it, he's like, I like this power, but also, yeah, alright, put that thing on me that is going to remove all the power.
Yeah.
That doesn't hold very well, but the highs in that film are very, very high, and I like that they actually, just the last 20 minutes or so are just all very... Right, it's back to the main core cast of characters and about Peter Parker basically making this sacrifice of, no, I'm not going to introduce myself back into MJ's life, because like that ends up with people getting hurt, and I'm going to do me. And yes, all right, in the next one they may well go, oh, Zendaya's going to be back in it and she's going to remember blah blah blah. At the same time, they could just as easily go, well, do you know what? We could introduce our version of Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales and whatnot and leave Ned and MJ to it. With them maybe back in future ones. I don't know. But I like that it's an MCU film that does end on, actually, what the fuck is going to happen next? And because there's no TV shows associated with it or anything, it feels like there's actually some space there to think. Like with Scarlet Witch, with the end of WandaVision, it's like, okay, well, but she'll be back in Doctor Strange, and we know that. And it's like, okay, so there's going to be some sort of resolution at some point. And with Doctor Strange, it's like, okay, it seems like she's maybe the bad guy. Kind of makes sense with how WandaVision played out. All right, there's no real surprise there. It feels like the next Spider-Man film, it is up in the air as to what actually happens there, which is, I think, exciting. So yeah, I very much like Spider-Man No Way Home, and it basically kept the lights on in cinemas for a couple of months. So, I can't hate it. And I mean, like, in terms of like the visual effects Oscar that it's nominated for, given the amount of work they actually had to do on that to just make real life scenes look real, I think they did a pretty decent job. But I'm assuming Dune will probably win that. But you look at the visual effects of Spider-Man No Way Home and the kind of like the invisible visual effects versus something like Shang-Chi, where that really fucking looks like it was shot against green screens for good chunks of it.
Yeah. It really is. I wasn't a big fan of Shang-Chi anyway, but it's not a good-looking movie.
No, I mean, the third act of that film looks like it was just all done inside a computer, like straight up. So, and I like Shang-Chi, but yeah. So Spider-Man: No Way Home, good film. It's a good movie. What can I say? So yeah, I also finally caught up with Petite Maman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Celine Sciamma's latest director of Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which was like almost our first pandemic review, if memory serves.
I think so.
And Sciamma shot this in COVID times. You can tell there's like, I don't know, maybe like 6 actors in the entire thing. A lot of it shot outdoors, very, very small scale bit of work. 73 minutes long. kind of felt like something that Sciamma just like did just to let her creative impulses kind of flow during COVID, and fair play. So, story is you've got an 8-year-old girl whose grandmother has just died, and her mum and dad are kind of basically cleaning the place out. The mum disappears for a few days, basically kind of just unable to deal with everything. So the girl's stuck with her dad. The girl's playing in a forest by their house, and she meets another little girl. And mild spoilers for Petite Maman, but it is literally just the plot of the film. But this other little girl turns out to be her mum, but when she was 8. So it's the girl interacting with her mum, and the girl kind of like interacting with her grandma when her grandma was like in the same position as her mum dealing with her. So yeah, it's kind of like time travel-y, but more kind of like in the imagination of a child kind of thing. And it's not necessarily that it's all in her head, but just like the logic of it is just like, I need to tell you something. What is it? I'm your child. You're my mum. Oh, you're from the future? Yeah. Okay, show me. And it's just like, okay, it just kind of clicks. It's just like 8-year-old imagination. So I thought it started off just being quite slight, and you know, it's cute and it's charming and whatnot, but by the end, they're having some pretty fucking big conversations, and it was a little bit, would an 8-year-old actually be saying stuff like this? Because I have an 8-year-old living in my house, so I can say that I don't think she'd be having some of these conversations, but then again, maybe it's just she wouldn't be having these conversations with me. And it's like, if she was talking to an 8-year-old representation of Donna, maybe she would. I don't know. And yeah, by the end of it, it's not a Portrait of a Lady on Fire, don't get me wrong. But as a getting your creative impulses out during COVID times exercise, it's pretty fucking great. Looks good. The kids, I think that they must be twins, but it's like the girl and the 8-year-old version of her mum are twins. I'm pretty fucking sure, and they're fantastic. And oh god, there's a fucking brilliant bit where they're making pancakes, and like just like they're having so much fun just trying to crack eggs, and you just know Sciamma just set the fucking camera and just rolled and just let them do their thing. And it's very, very natural. Yeah, it's a lovely little bit of work, you know. And, Kermode called it his favourite film of last year, which I think, like, if I'm being unkind, I would say to most people you didn't watch enough films last year in that case, but obviously Kermode did, so... It is very, very charming, and it does feel like, depending on when you watched it, particularly last year, it could have been a bit of a balm to the times in which we were living. So, you know, maybe I could see that. It's on Mubi now, which is where I watched it. I think it actually came out on Blu-ray this week as well. Mubi are doing a very good job of releasing their self-released stuff on physical media. I wish they'd license their stuff to Criterion in the UK, but they're not. But at least they're putting their stuff out on physical media, and fair play to them. I'd buy this when it's cheap.
Fair play.
I'd watch it again. I'd like Lots to watch it. I'd like Don to watch it. I think they'd both find it really charming. It's a lovely little film which grows on me the more I think about it. But I mean, I'm not annoyed that it wasn't in my top 10 last year or anything. But it's very, very good.
Cool. It's one of those ones that I will get to at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally 73 minutes long, and it doesn't feel any longer than that. Like, it breezes by.
Nice.
That's me.
That's it. Cool. Bex, what have you watched solo?
I have not.
You have not watched anything solo?
No.
Do you want me to do my solo ones?
I've been catching up on Upload, aren't I? So we can watch season 2.
You have, yes.
Oh, shit! We watched the first couple of those.
They're fucking great.
I like.
Amazing.
Yeah, Upload's good. Upload is good.
So are you on season 1?
No. We watched the first 2 of season 2.
Oh, good.
Oh shit! You're watching season 1 at the moment.
I'm rewatching season 1 in preparation for watching season 2.
Oh, okay. You know season 2's out now, yeah?
I know. That's what prompted me.
Yeah.
Saw it on
okay.
Amazon and got like super excited.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, it's no, it's good. It's the more plotty elements of it that kind of came to the fore. You know, like the overarching plot, which kind of like that's way more of a thing than I remember season 1 being. But yeah, no, it's good, and they've introduced the guy who sleeps with Stifler's mum in American Pie is in a really major role in this new season, and he's good.
Okay.
And he's not supposed to be funny, but he's good. And it was like, shit, that guy.
Eddie K.
Wow.
Thomas.
No, it's the wrong guy I'm thinking of. Who the fuck am I thinking of? I'm thinking of a guy called Paolo Costanzo. What the fuck was he in? He's absolutely not Eddie K. Thomas in the slightest. But he's not in a... God, he's in some fucking comedy. He was in Road Trip. Have I just thought of a random guy from Road Trip and just remembered him from literally just Road Trip?
What was he? Let's have a look. See what's he called?
He's Joey's brother in Joey.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Why did I think he was Eddie K. Thomas? He's really not.
No, he's not. But yeah, I know the guy you mean, yeah. He had a few years where he had Road Trip, Just in the Pussycats, and 40 Days and 40 Nights.
Is he the friend in 40 Days and 40 Nights?
Yes. The porn obsessed friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't been in a film since 2013. Like, fair play, he's in the things, though. Like, that's interesting.
He's forged a decent career.
Yeah, no, he has. Why the fuck did I think that guy was Eddie K. Thomas?
I have no idea on that. But, as a nice segue, I rewatched American Reunion this week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I like American Reunion. I'm the guy who liked it. I think I've said this before. I would be happy, and this was 10 years ago this movie came out, I'd be happy if like every 10 to 15 years they just decided, fuck it, and just made another one to just catch up with them again.
Yeah.
At different kind of like points in their lives. It's...
until you reach American Funeral?
Yeah, literally until that.
Wow.
But it's... I think it's possibly the best of the sequels. Because the second one essentially is them essentially on spring break and being taken out of the the setting of it just being, high school and bits like that.
Yeah.
The third one is the wedding one where it got caught up too much in trying to be relevant to things that were going on in the mid-noughties, and it ended up just being this really odd film. Whereas this one is just kind of back to the first one, that kind of that sort of lit the touch paper for these type of movies to come back on the scene, be it for good or bad. And there is some genuinely just funny and charming moments in it. There's some moments that probably shouldn't be in it as well. But I had enough fun with it. I've watched it a fair few times. I also rewatched another film. I will guarantee you I'm the only person in the world to have rewatched this movie. I rewatched The Internship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I can say that I have seen this movie 3 times now.
Why?
I don't know. Because it's easy to watch, and I
You
couldn't.
need to get a hobby. Go find some fucking snails.
No.
No, you're creeped out by snails, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm creeped out by snails.
What are they?
They're just uppity slugs.
Uppity slugs.
Yeah. I don't like slugs. I really don't like slugs. Yeah, but the problem is that I'm having with The Internship is every time I watch it, I like it a little bit more.
Oh, dear.
If I watch it another 3 times, I'm there going, this is a 5-star banger, and I don't understand why more people don't watch it. Whereas at the moment, I'm there going, this film isn't that great, and I can understand why most people don't watch it. But it does have a very good performance from Max Minghella in it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just playing just an absolute douchebag. And he's very good at it.
Fair.
Yeah. It's fun. It does a terrible job of just trying to make Google look cool. Rewatched. These are just the ones. These are my watches. We'll do our group watches in a second, can't we?
Group watches?
Yeah, we watched together.
Classify as a group.
Cooper was there.
Cooper was there.
I rewatched Juno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Rewatched Juno. Because I thought, do you know what? I wonder how Juno's aged. Turns out not well. Yeah. Turns out not well. I think going back and watching this movie, it's weird going back and watching an Elliot Page movie nowadays, because, well, he was clearly going through some stuff, and there might have been an awkward in this. There's actually a line in this, I think, where literally Juno at one point says, I'm not a girl. And it kind of, it's one of those things where you're going, it's just a line in a film, but I could see something getting cropped from that and put into something in the future. Juno is, it feels incredibly flimsy. In terms of the story. The lead character is a dick, but he's in no way a charming dickhead now. But the weird thing is, I was saying to you, X, after watching it, is this came out in 2007, so I'll have been 24? 25?
Yeah.
24, 25. So I'll have only been sort of 9 years off sort of the age of the main character. Whereas now, sort of, 15 years later, I'm a lot closer to the age, and I'm probably at the age that Alice and Janney and J.K. Simmons are.
Yeah.
Or around about probably the same age, more closely to the Jennifer Garner character and the Jason Bateman character. And so you're looking at it from a different angle. You're not looking at it from Juno's perspective. You're looking at it from the parent perspective. Especially having when this came out, we had a 2-year-old,
yeah, and
now we have a 17-year-old, a child that's actually a year older than the principal character in this.
It's weird, isn't it?
So yeah, it's quite weird that you can go, yeah, this is Diablo Cody essentially writing a character that she wishes was her when she was that age, rather than actually probably was her that age. It's yeah, I have a 17-year-old daughter, they don't talk like that. They don't act like that, apart from when she's just being a dick.
Yeah, dickishness is probably...
Yeah, it's an odd one to go back and rewatch. It really is. And then... Oh. And I also rewatched Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
You've watched
had a
some
week.
real shit.
I've had a week. Yeah, I've had a week. Now, I remember not hating Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
And not thinking that it was... Thinking that, it wasn't that bad. It did exactly what it said on the tin. Right? I've changed my mind on that now. I categorically think this is one of the worst films ever made.
Wow.
It is appallingly bad. It is one of the ugliest films I've ever seen. If there has never been a single human in the existence of humanity, and there never will be a human in the existence of humanity that is as attractive as this film thinks that Angelina Jolie is. It's... Going back now, I think we now need to reassess Angelina Jolie and go, she's a crap actress.
Did anyone ever think she was good?
She's been she's won an Academy Award,
Well, for that
and she's been nominated for Academy Awards since. She's a bad actress. She's appalling in this, and Jesus Christ. Brad Pitt is trying, but the heaviest lifting that's been done in this movie is by Vince Vaughn.
Right.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn is doing the heaviest amount of lifting in this movie. It is... The action sequences are just appalling. Like, dull. It is... This film is so boring. Had I not wanted to have an opinion about it and be able to categorically say it's one of the worst films I've ever seen, I would have stopped watching it.
Yeah.
I probably should have stopped watching it. But no, I wouldn't have been able to say these things now. It is... I do not know how anybody could call this film anything other than just hideously boring.
What did she get an Academy Award for?
Girl Interrupted, I believe, wasn't it?
Yep.
She got Best Supporting
She's
Actress.
good in Girl Interrupted, actually. She's good in one.
She's good in Girl Interrupted, but the problem is Winona Ryder and Brittany Murphy are both better in it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is appalling.
Yeah.
I've
never seen it.
Becky.
Yes.
What did we watch this week together?
Well, we watched a few things, didn't we? We did a little mini prep for our last main feature, but we'll do them last. We watched. I don't remember whether you. Oh my god, I can't speak properly. Whether you remember us watching the trailer for this, Ian, and both of us commenting that this sounds like us nip. It's a film called The Postcard Killings. With
No.
Yes, not a great title.
with Jeffrey Dean Morgan in it, and it looks. I think the trailer came out around the time we watched Snowman, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it looks very snowman-y in the trailer.
It does look a bit Scandi, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not, though.
No, not really, no. Basically, this dude's daughter and her new husband travel to London. Oh, God, I forgot Famke Janssen's in it, isn't she? Yeah, Famke Janssen's in it as well.
The artist formerly known as Famke Janssen's in it.
Yeah. They go to London on their honeymoon and they get murderised in a horrible way. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan, wouldn't you know it, is a New York police officer.
Detective.
New York police detective. So he
and a hot shit one.
Obviously, as happens often in the real world, is pulled into the investigation and given information and allowed to walk through the crime scene by the I'm assuming Met police officer that's played by
Stephen McIntosh.
Stephen McIntosh,
a British actor I think should have been in a lot more. I think he's very good in everything he's ever in.
and he gets a lot of access from a lot of different police departments, doesn't
In
he?
different countries, yes.
Yeah,
It-
especially that German guy. He super likes
the
it.
German guy just gives him literal evidence that he's not supposed to.
He does do that. Yeah.
Oh, I can't get that. No.
Oh, anyway.
Wink.
So basically, it turns out that it's like this serial killer that's we don't know it's at this point, do we? That's sending postcards to a journalist in the country they're about to do murder in, with like essentially like a clue to a piece of art.
Yeah.
And then doing the murder, posing the dead people as this work
Piece
of art.
Work of art that is displayed in a gallery.
Local gallery or museum.
Yeah.
And then just like bipping across to another country. So
Yep.
it's like it's all over Europe. It's very glamorous, isn't it?
No.
Famke Janssen's face is terrifying.
It's the most terrifying thing about the whole thing.
Yeah. You know the boy, the horror movie, The Boy.
Yeah.
That's what her face looks like.
It does look like the boy, yeah.
Wow.
It is.
But
yeah.
with Famke Janssen's hair around it. But that weird plasticky, unmoving sheen with like the wide open eyes because she's clearly had an eye lift.
It's
Awful.
It's not pleasant.
Awful there. And hilarity ensues.
Yeah. I don't think it's supposed to, though, is it?
No. So it turns out.
Yeah, because no one
Are you
else
gonna
can
watch
watch
this?
this. No,
No.
all spoilers all the time. Honestly, people, you don't need to watch it. We watched it for you.
So there's this married couple that are travelling through, and there's a bit of a, what is it called, a MacGuffin?
Yeah, it's a
Where
MacGuffin.
so there's these two married couples that meet up like on a train kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you think it's the other ones because she's a tattoo artist and he's got a beard, so clearly they're the baddies.
Oh yeah.
And then the other ones are these clean cut like American kids.
Yeah. That seemed like they had abstinence rings before they got married.
Yeah. So it turns out it's the clean-cut American kids that aren't really American kids. They're Russian kids that were abused by their dad when they were younger, and they're actually brother and sister.
Not sexually abused.
No.
Just mentally abused.
They're incesty, aren't they?
Yeah. Not actually Russian though. They're actually American. It's just they have a Russian passport.
They get very Russian accents once it gets outed.
For
that
no
Russian.
reason whatsoever.
So yeah.
They're born and raised in America.
But yeah, they're travelling as a married couple, but in reality they're brother and sister. But then it turns out in the end, and the reason they're on this murder spree is because no one will accept their love.
Yeah, no one accept their love, their brother and sister love.
And then it's just like a complete aside at the end of the movie. It's like, turns out they were adopted anyway, and they could have been together.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah. Very, very snowman vibes though in the chaotic story.
Heavy snowman
Yeah,
vibes. Yeah.
It was joy. I had a really good time with it.
I had a good enough time with it.
I
but
will
yeah.
rewatch this.
But it was like somebody went right. We want to make the snowman, but we want it to cost like a fifth of what that cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not.
Even Jeffrey Dean Morgan's not great in it, and I like him generally.
Yeah, he's usually very good. He has a breakdown scene in one bit of it, doesn't he? Where he starts randomly crying.
Yeah.
And it's a bit like a whoa.
There's a lot of points as well where he'll go from very calm conversations to like
Screaming at people
within no time at all. It is chaotic, this movie.
It's all over the place.
Liked it though.
Yeah, it was alright. Go on.
Oh, you can do this one.
We rewatched House of the Devil.
Yes, we did.
To prepare for going to see X.
Yes, we did.
It's a really good slow burner.
Yeah.
It's a homage that's done well. That doesn't feel like it's kind of just pandering to anything.
No. I love the way it's shot.
Yeah, it's a really. It's not in a rush to do its thing, and it doesn't bask in the goriness. It's quite sharp violence.
Yeah.
That's there. It's not flashy and it's not showing off. It's just a really assured film.
Oh, Oh god, though, that bit where Greta Gerwig gets shot in the face is a scene.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's there later. she's just like on the kitchen floor because they've clearly brought her in from the car.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, I don't know, let's call him Mitzi.
I think she's called Mitzi. Megan. Not that far off.
Oh my god, Megan! And you're like, how do you know?
How do you know? She got a face.
I enjoyed that. That made me laugh.
Good.
I like the ending as well, where she's in the hospital and goes, "Don't worry, you're going to be okay, both of you."
And
then pats her on the tummy.
Yeah.
It's like, I really like House of the Devil. I really liked it when we first watched it, and I really liked it on rewatch. So
yeah, I'm glad it held up. I was a little bit worried that
Yeah.
it might have been one of those where it was the right film at the right time, but then when you go back and rewatch it, you go, "Oh, yeah."
I feel like the Ty West films that we've watched, and including the one that we're going to speak about in a minute, they are very stylised and they are very kind of homage-y. So I think they hold up because they are doing a thing that's being done. So if you like those films, you will like this film, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So we watched The Innkeepers next, didn't we?
I really like The Innkeepers.
I didn't like it on first watch.
No, you didn't really.
I didn't get on with it. I thought it was too. I thought it was too slow, and then never really built to anything. Really,
Yeah.
there was no crescendo. Sorry, what you say?
No, I mean... Oh,
Go on,
sorry.
Ian. No, go on.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't know, The Innkeepers was interesting, because I watched it at Fright Fest, and, like, I was disappointed, and I think it was because I was expecting the follow-up from The House of the Devil, and you've got this film which, like, has scare sequences in it, but is also just as much about this kind of, like, relationship between the two people, like, at the running the inn. And I don't know, it kind of like it knocked me a bit sideways, that.
Yeah, I think that's where I was with that. I went in expecting one thing and was a little bit like, oh, are you going to get to the good bits? But then on rewatch, I really quite enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the development of the story from is essentially, he's the one that's really into it, and then she's into it, but she's not seen anything, and she's really impressed by him because he has, and then she does, and then he admits that it's all fake, what he'd seen previously, and freaks the fuck out and leaves. And I just think it's. I think you expect it to be more of the horror elements, but then when you rewatch it and you know that it's not that, and you can just kind of take in the story.
Yeah, I think it's held together by the fact that the Claire character is a really nice character to spend the majority of the film with.
Yeah,
she's quite engaging within it, and it's fun watching her kind of like getting into grips with, no, this shit's really happening. And he's like, no, you're imagining it. She's like, no.
But then she's really bought into it because she thinks he's already seen it. So when it does happen, she's like, oh, it happened to me too, rather than, oh shit, this happened.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
It's the slow build of it all, and the lack of big moments didn't bother me this time around. It kind of it played quite well. Like, I actually really quite enjoyed it.
It makes me really sad that she's literally scared to death, though. She has an asthma attack, doesn't she?
Yeah, but it's quite. I quite enjoyed that. I thought it was quite a.
Well, what else is a ghost going to do to you, really?
That's it. It kind of brings it into more normality.
Yeah.
It was good. X is written and directed by Ty West. I believe it is 6 years since his last film.
Yeah, 2016.
In the Valley of Violence. So he's made a return back to a slasher film. This one, he's got Mia Goth, Jenna Ortega, Martin Henderson, Scott Mescudi, and Brittany Snow with him. What's the story about? In 1979, a group of young filmmakers set out to make an adult film in rural Texas. But when their reclusive elderly host catch them in the act, the cast find themselves fighting for their lives. Again, not really what happens. It's more that they go to make this naughty film, and they didn't expect there to be a horny old lady there who just wants some fucking D. And when she don't get that D, she gets stabby.
Yeah, I feel like if Howard, is it, had just given her the D, a lot of people could have said, not lost.
Yep. Yep.
And then he gives her the D anyway.
He gives the D anyway.
But then he does die.
Yeah, but it's not to that.
No.
He dies because of their stabbing.
He could have been dicking away for years if he'd just known.
Could have been, yeah. Ian.
Yeah.
What did you think of X?
So, if we went to the Church's gig, which unfortunately we didn't, this would have been the film that we would have gone to see. And you guys and Noel would have had the opportunity to just watch me watch this film. And I think you missed out. I appreciate X, and I think I did enjoy it in parts. I don't know, like, that's the thing, because that plot description was just, like, very, they discover there's a porno being shot in the barn, and they're pissed off, and it's like, it's not that at all.
Nope.
Like, it's really not that, like you guys say. I mean, you can't market this film based on what it actually is, because it is horny old woman goes crazy because no one will fuck her.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh yeah, all right, cool, that's fine. But you've also got random killing by crocodile or gator, sorry. Yeah, it's a film that I think, as you alluded to earlier on, Mark, whereas Fresh, I was alright with its runtime, or at least I could appreciate it was long, but I didn't care. This was long and I cared. There's a sequence kind of before it all starts kicking off where they just decide to have Brittany Snow sing for a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm. Just to remind you that she was in Pitch Perfect.
But yeah, quite. Yeah, the whole thing with Jenna Ortega being like, actually, I'd like to be in one of these. It doesn't actually add anything. You know, it's just like, it gives a reason for why the guy storms off, but you could have done something a lot quicker that would have resulted in him storming off. He could have had an argument with her and stormed off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It feels like there was fat to be trimmed, but when it gets going, it is pretty full tilt. It's entertaining. It's funny at times. Like Pearl shooting that fucking shotgun and then just blasting herself away was incredible. I didn't see that coming at all. But yeah, I don't know. It was wild that film is getting a wide release in a time where people are like, all that's coming out these days is comic book movies, and it is just like, well, it's not. Have you seen X?
Yeah, that's the thing. There's often
that got a fucking that film is currently playing in cinemas across the country. That film, which weirdly gave me hope. I'll never watch it again. Like, there's just shit in it that I just don't like. I'm not going to derive that much entertainment out of watching it, but I respect it. I'll say that.
Bex.
Yeah, with the exception of like wanting to literally peel my skin off when the old lady was cozying up to me a goth.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was just grim. Oh god, and when they were fucking boning as well, and she was under the bed, that was grim. I don't really like to think of old people having sex or being naked. So that was a real trigger for me in this film. But yeah, with the exception of that, I really loved it. I thought the recreating the kind of the vibe and the aesthetic of a certain type of porn movie was good, but it also works for the horror elements because it's kind of got that kind of Texas Chainsaw kind of vibe to it.
That's what it's going for, certainly.
And so it works across both. I thought the story was simple but fun enough. The kills were pretty good. Made me really sad when Brittany Snow got killed by that alligator. She had some magnificent hair in this movie. Like gravity-defying hair. I loved it. I was going to say something, I can't remember what it was. It was really incisive as well. The performances, I thought everyone was really good in it. Even the kind of like Matthew McConaughey but on a budget character.
Which is definitely what they were going for.
Yeah. I thought he was really good because they could have all just been really quite shallow characters, but they all have a little bit of depth to them, which I think you did tend to get a bit more with older horror movies. Like the main characters were maybe a bit more fleshed out.
Yeah, that's kind of sullied by the early noughties kind of rehashing of these movies.
Well, yeah,
where they were just a generalised bunch of skin jobs.
Yeah, and it was nice to kind of get that. Really, really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, go on, misery over it.
In the next instalment of Mark is a Grumpy Bastard, I thought it was boring. Like, really quite boring.
Okay.
For a movie with this many tits in it?
For a movie with this many tits in it, it was just boring.
You're going to expand on that?
It's too long. Like Ian says, you don't need to remind us that Brittany Snow was in Pitch Perfect by having us sing. You know, that didn't need to be in there. I didn't even think a lot of the kills were that great.
There was an alligator, Mark.
Yeah, once Brittany Snow left the movie, I was not interested in anything else that happened in it because she was about the only sort of fun character within it.
Oh no, the other dude, the main dude in their porn movie, was good. I liked him.
I thought he was boring.
Oh no, once Marine, always Marine. He was great.
But he was boring.
Yeah.
It felt a little bit. I don't know. It didn't sit. I never at any point connected with it. To be honest, it just felt there's an icky sense to it, but it lingered too much on the ickiness for me. So the gore, I was kind of going, right, you got the gore in there, which was there, but the ickiness kind of overtook from it. And so I was just a little bit like, it's not like, oh, I don't want to see this like that. I was like, I get what you're doing, but I'm
not here for it.
As Shania Twain would say, that just doesn't impress me much. Yeah. I didn't. I was quite disappointed. It didn't click with me because I was hoping it was going to, and it just kind of didn't. But then I think all the performances are all perfectly good in it. I do think that Ty West has this. I think it's easy to think that he's like this quite dynamic, stylized director, And I don't think he is. I think he's quite like slow build, but there's not an awful lot of. There's moments of like small punch. There's not big boom moments, which I think works in something like House of the Devil. And the patter works in Innkeepers. With this, it just didn't. It didn't click with me. I'll never watch it again because I will watch more interesting films.
Yeah, I mean, I will say the fact that he'd also written and shot a prequel,
Pearl, yeah,
about Pearl,
which I was so pissed off we did not get that post credit.
Yeah, I was a little bit annoyed about that.
That film I don't care about.
Yeah,
I don't know why you watch X and it's like, right, I want to see more of what was up with her.
Well, the thing is, when I was watching it, I was thinking, right, why is Mia Goth playing Pearl? Is it? Are we going to get some kind of supernatural thing where she is Pearl? And then when we didn't, and I found out afterwards that it's because she plays the original Pearl in the prequel that they've done. That was a post-credits trailer for in the US.
I didn't even realise that was Mia Goth.
Then at that point I was like, right, that makes sense. And I admire the hubris of making a prequel to a movie that you're actually making at the time. I kind of admire that. But yeah, I'm less interested in watching Pearl, but I will inevitably still watch it.
Apparently there's an X trilogy.
Cool.
I'm assuming the third part will be something to do with the fact that she's that televangelist's daughter.
Yeah, that'll have to have something to do with it, won't it? Which...
about why she became a porn star.
But even that, it seemed like that TV clip was playing at the start of the thing. And he was going about, my daughter, and then it cuts. So it's like, well, yeah, all right, cool. So it's clearly there. That's going to swing back round, but it doesn't swing back round, really.
No, because it'll be the third part. Yeah, but it doesn't. That doesn't affect the film. It's not like a lot of time is spent on that.
No, but it's just a little bit like it feels like another loose thread that's going to be tied up by me having to watch another fucking 106 minutes of something else.
It should have been shorter.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Genuinely, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, but it should have been shorter.
I didn't enjoy it, and it should have been 106 minutes shorter.
God, you're
It's weirding me out. It's weirding me out that I wasn't the one who least liked it.
I will give it... There was one moment of genuine tension when Mia Goth was swimming back to the pontoon and the alligator was behind her. But then I was thinking, but it's not going to get her because she's in the rest of the movie. What?
You're just a misery, aren't you?
I'm not a misery, I just didn't think it was very good. Our audience poll, yes, I'm shit.
Definitely not shit.
Fair enough. Ian?
Yeah, definitely not shit.
Fair enough. Our audience poll, 67% say definitely not shit, 11% say touching cloth, and 22% say shit. So yeah, so there's that. So yeah, so we have questions. We asked people. Question for you guys was, what are your top 5 Nicolas Cage movies? So Rick J. Kidd says Con Air, Raising Arizona, Wild at Heart, Face Off, and The Rock were his top 5. 2 seconds. Sorry, my phone. I started getting a message on my phone, so it came off Twitter. Linton John AFC. Again, I'm going these in descending order. It says Drive Angry, Face Off, Lord of War, strong shout, The Rock, and Con Air. Dylan Black Lanterns in no order, so I'll do them in no order. Adaptation, Snake Eyes, 8mm, Bringing Out the Dead, Rumblefish. What's this guy's? What is your username? Will tweet maybe. That's a great username. Next, Gone in 60 Seconds, Con Air, the second Kick-Ass movie, and I'm going to say National Treasure, although I consider leaving the space for Blank for laughs out of embarrassment. It's a good movie. Don't be embarrassed, bro. National Treasure movies are good movies. Sean Farrell. Oh, I think you're cheating a little bit here with one of these. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I mean, he's in it.
Well played. Peggy Sue Got Married, Moonstruck, The Rock, and National Treasure. Go on then, guys. What are yours?
I couldn't get mine down to 5 favourites, so I think I've got 7. Is that okay?
That is okay, yeah.
Okay, so 7 with an honourable mention.
Go on.
Okay, so Wild at Heart.
Yep.
Con Air. Fucking love Con Air. Hang on. Yeah, Wild at Heart, Con Air. 8mm. Bringing Out the Dead. Gone in 60 Seconds. National Treasure. And Willy's Wonderland. With an honourable mention for Leaving Las Vegas because it's a fucking great film, but I don't like it. It's a thanks, I hate it.
That's fair.
Willy's Wonderland was always going to be in there for me. I fucking adore that movie. I would watch it on like a weekly basis if it wouldn't be weird.
Fair enough. Ian, what's yours?
So, I have... thinking of an order for this.
Oh, mine were in no order.
Number 5 would be... Ah, cool. My 5 would be his vocal performance in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Wonderful. My 4 would be Kick-Ass. His kind of like Adam West Batman is fucking awesome. 3 would be Adaptation. Just, you know, I mean, like, he was nominated for a fucking reason with that. My number 2 is Pig, just for that one scene with that other chef where he fucking stares into his soul and destroys him. And number 1, Face Off. Just everything about Face Off.
Nice. My top 5 are going to be Honeymoon in Vegas, just because I really like Honeymoon in Vegas. it's a great like PG-13 indecent proposal. That there. My number 4 is Red Rock West. My number 3 is Gone in 60 Seconds. My number 2 is Bringing Out the Dead. And my number 1 is Wild at Heart.
I think there's just so much
Pained
great...
me to leave Con Air out of that.
Yeah, it should.
The Rock would be high up in that, but I really don't like Sean Connery.
Fair enough. There's so many good ones to choose from. Like there's very few Nick Cage movies that I can say I've actively not liked, and it would be like the weird gaudy ones that he just did for money.
I mean, you could throw things like Bad Lieutenant in there, Kick-Ass. The great thing is I think we did like between us like 17, 18 movies there.
Yeah.
And there was only like I think a couple of crossovers.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I don't think there's many actors you can say that about. So, questions that we received. At Rick J. Kidd, saw an article where Tarantino named Sean Penn, Tim Roth and Nicolas Cage as the best actors of his generation. As you are all a bit younger than Tarantino, which actors/actresses would be your picks for your generation? Anyone want to go first?
Oscar Isaac, Christian Bale.
Sorry, I cat's doing something weird.
What is the cat doing?
He was stuck in the doorway rather than wanting to come in or out. And then every time I went to open the door, close the door, he'd try and run into the door. And every time I tried to open the door, he'd run away from the door. So essentially got a little bit scared of the door.
Nice.
Bex, you got any?
Oh, I don't know. I read this one and I was like, yeah, that's a question that I need more time with.
I think you can throw people like... I think Ryan Gosling actually is a very good actor. I think it gets kind of forgotten about in the him being Ryan Goslingness of it all. But, you know, even from like starting with like things like The Believer and Half Nelson and running through those.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Drive. Jake Gyllenhaal has to definitely be up there as one of the most interesting actors of his generation.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen Joseph Gordon-Levitt have done more.
Yeah.
With the, you know, when he seemed to have a real big run at it and then just decided to stop.
Yeah.
A little bit. Ben Foster is always fucking great and stuff. I'm surprised he's never won an Academy Award.
Yeah.
Or never even got, like, seriously nominated. I think he kind of seemed to fall into a thing of just... Like, there's roles where you see him and you go, yes, that's a very Ben Foster role. Actresses, you've got to throw out people like Scarlett Johansson in things like that.
She's not one of the greatest of her generation, though, is
No,
she?
but I think that she's managed to... She's done lo-fi indie stuff well and has been one of the central cogs in the biggest movie franchise of all time. Granted, it didn't end well because they made Black Widow.
I don't think she's a particularly good actress, though.
I don't know, I disagree on that one.
I think actresses is a harder one.
I think actresses could be a harder one, I think. But I'd throw out people like... I mean, Maggie Gyllenhaal, I think you could throw into that.
Yeah, Maggie Gyllenhaal's good.
It's a good shout, that.
You know, but yeah, I do think weirdly, I think it's easy to pick out the male ones, but it's harder to pick out the female ones. And it's not because they aren't there. It's because I think they aren't as I don't know, they aren't as celebrated, I suppose. So I'm just checking some of that. I mean, you said in yours Christian Bale, didn't you, Ian? Which I absolutely thoroughly agree with, by the way. Olivia Colman's born in the same year as Christian Bale.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking hell. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah.
So, you know, I think you can throw, you know, certainly Olivia Colman into that bracket.
Absolutely.
I think Emma Stone's a great actress.
I think Emma Stone's a really good actress, actually. Yeah, she's a good shout. Amy Adams would probably be classed as one as well, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would Rachel Weisz
Yep.
count in our generation?
No, she's over 50.
Oh, is she? Wow.
Yeah.
She's looking good on it.
She's looking good on it.
Good for her.
Yeah. Right, other questions. Marcus Zizou, my what is it question from last week was a friendly dig at Mark. Sometimes it's very difficult to under. This week's question, I sense Avatar 2 getting a little bit of momentum. Will it be A, massive hit, B, hit, C, break even, D, money loss, E, epic fail? A, massive hit.
Yeah.
Massive hit.
Massive hit. It will be perceived as it made a load of money, but in reality it will actually have lost money because of all the dicking about that James Cameron has done for the past decade and a bit.
Yeah. It will be, unfortunately, a massive hit.
Just as long as people like it, I'm alright with that. As long as people have fun. I'm all about people having fun. What?
Says Misery Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was grumpy this week.
Okay.
Grumpy. Yeah. Dylan Black Lanterns. Also, yeah, I got to go back to the face of never bet against Cameron. Dylan Black Lanterns. After rewatching Triple X and thinking about Vin Diesel's big furry coat, what item of movie clothing would you most want for yourself? Ian.
Correct answer.
Yes.
That was the correct answer.
The thing is, as soon as I read that question, I thought, Ian's going to say that coat.
I will say any
The dress from Pretty in Pink?
Oh God, no! Burn it with fire. Any coat from the Blade Runner universe except Zora's.
The see-through one?
Yeah, except that one.
It's a pretty good shout too, mind.
That's a good shout, that, because a couple of them that I didn't think of were that. Yeah.
Like, Baby Goose's coat in 2049 is fucking great. Deckard's coat's great. Rachel wears a tight coat.
Rachel wears a tight coat.
Not tight as in, like, figure hugging.
The thing is, my styling is quite... You will all sort of often mock me about my styling, won't you?
What are you wearing right now, Matt? What colour's your t-shirt?
It's white t-shirt.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I'm wearing just a pair of chinos turned up and a pair of Nikes. Yeah. So I don't change that up too much, do
Lo-fi,
I? I am very lo-fi. Yeah. So there are not usually the people I've got. I like that. I like the scuzzy people in things. So it'd be anything that fucking Tyler Durden wears in Fight Club or anything like that.
Tyler Durden's got a pretty good wardrobe, actually. But I think it looks better because it's on
Brad Pitt, yeah.
Brad Pitt.
But the thing is, I'd love to be able to like basically anything that any time that Daniel Craig as James Bond isn't wearing a suit, I'd love to be able to pull off that line of kind of, you know, that'd be my look.
Even the tiny shorts that you're
even the fucking, why not? But like that, I look at it and go, that looks fucking good. He looks good like that. But then I'd look at it, and if I put that, I'd be like, oh, fuck it, I look like I'm borrowing my older brother's clothes. I look like Josh Baskins from Big. It would just not fucking suit me at all, would it? I'd look a twat.
I think it depends. You'd think you looked a twat. Yeah.
Yeah. I would feel so self-conscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it for questions?
I think that is it. I thought there was one more, but I don't think there is, actually. I think I'm just imagining it. Let me just double check. Oh, I have another one for the Nick Cage thing. Daffy 0211, National Treasure, Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, Ghost Rider, hey, I liked it, Willy's Wonderland, and Face Off.
It's Willy's Wonderland. Stop calling it
Him
Willy's.
as well. There's more actually for this. Jammy Jim Jams, National Treasure, National Treasure 2, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Rumblefish, Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
You missed one.
No, I didn't.
Missed that one.
I said that one. Hoot and Holler, Fave Cage movies, Mandy, Port of Call, New Orleans, Wild at Heart, Pig, Face Off, favourite Cage performances, Face Off, Deadfall, Zanderley, Wild at Heart, Bad Lieutenant. We actually got loads more of these that I didn't read. I'm a bad person.
Shit, aren't you?
Yeah. Jazine, in no order, Kick-Ass, Snake Eyes, Honeymoon in Vegas.
There are a lot, Mark. There are a lot.
There are a lot, yeah.
Hit up our Twitter to read everyone's answers.
Yes,
guys.
hit up our Twitter there. Yeah, thank you very much for everyone who answered that, because that's awesome.
Do you know what? I love how passionate everyone is about Nick Cage, though. Like, you put a question out and you get fucking tons of answers.
Yeah. People really came out of the woodwork. It was something.
Yes. What are we covering next week, Ian?
Ambulanus.
Yes! I am fucking so excited about this.
What's this on?
What?
What's this on?
IMAX.
Oh, is it a cinema trip?
Yeah.
Ugh, so we have to mix with other people. Yeah. Ugh.
I am very excited.
Ambulanus is the only film I think we'll probably all get to by Sunday, I would suggest.
Yes. Yeah, like quite limited on the Sunday one then. Good, that's like 4 days away.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Thank you very much, Rebecca.
Thanks for hosting, man.
You're very much welcome. Thank you very much, Ian.
Well, I mean, thanks to yourself.
Damn right.
Ian's glitched.
And thank you very much for listening, guys. We shall speak to you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.
I enjoyed that.
This podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.